Speak these comforting words to yourself every morning, my dear, and watch how gently your entire world begins to soften. Take a slow breath with me, just like that, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let your shoulders drop. Let your mind settle, even if just for a moment. You don't need to rush into your day just yet. You don't need to figure everything out right now. This moment, right here, is enough. I want you to notice something very important: the way you speak to yourself in these quiet morning moments. It shapes everything that follows. Before the noise of the world comes in, before expectations, before pressure, there is you and your inner voice. And let me ask you something, sweetheart. How have you been speaking to yourself lately? Have you been gentle, or have you been harsh without even realizing it? Have your first thoughts been filled with peace or quiet worry? Because sometimes it's not the world that exhausts us. It's the silent conversation we wake up into. Maybe you open your eyes and immediately feel behind, like you're already late in life, like something is missing, like something should have happened by now. Maybe you carry this subtle weight in your chest, this quiet pressure to be more, do more, figure it out. And if that's you, I want you to know something very softly. You are not failing. You are not behind. You are not broken. Take another breath with me, slowly, and let those words settle somewhere deeper than your thoughts. Not just something you hear, but something you allow. Because here's the truth that most people rush past. The morning is not just the start of your day. It is the moment your identity gently awakens again. And what you say to yourself in that moment becomes the emotional foundation for everything that follows. So instead of waking up and asking, "What's wrong?" what if you began with something different? What if you whispered, "I am safe to begin again today"? Feel that for a second. Don't just hear it, feel it. Safe to begin again. Not perfect, not finished, just beginning. Because every morning is not a continuation of failure. It is a quiet invitation to reset. You see, we've been taught to measure our lives by results, by what has happened, by what hasn't. But the deeper truth, the one that gently changes everything, is that your life is not responding to your pressure. It is responding to your state. And your state begins in these small, quiet moments. Think of yourself like a seed, my dear. Not a seed that is failing because it hasn't bloomed yet, but a seed that is still underground, preparing, expanding, becoming something unseen before it becomes something visible. Would you dig up a seed every morning and ask, "Why haven't you grown yet?" Or would you trust that something is happening beneath the surface? This is what you are learning, to trust the unseen growth. So when you wake up, instead of rushing into doubt, I want you to gently place your hand on your heart and say, "Something good is already unfolding for me." Even if you don't fully believe it yet, especially if you don't fully believe it yet, say it anyway. Not to force yourself, but to begin opening a new door inside you. Because here's something most people don't realize. Your mind doesn't just respond to what is real, it responds to what is repeated. And if you've been repeating worry, fear, self-doubt, your system has simply learned to live there. But we are not going to fight that. No, my dear, we are going to soften it. We are going to introduce something new, gently, consistently, patiently. I am allowed to feel calm today. Say it slowly, almost like you're speaking to a younger version of yourself, because in many ways, you are. There is a part of you that still believes it has to earn peace, that it has to fix everything before it can relax, that it must prove something before it can feel worthy. But what if, just for today, you didn't have to earn your peace? What if peace was something you could choose? Right now, in this breath, take another breath and feel that possibility. You don't have to solve your entire life this morning. You don't have to answer every question. You don't have to become your final version today. All you have to do is choose the next gentle thought. And that thought could be, I trust myself a little more today. Not completely, not perfectly, just a little more, because transformation doesn't happen in giant leaps. It happens in soft shifts. Small, almost invisible changes in how you speak to yourself, how you hold yourself, how you respond to your own inner world. And over time, those soft shifts become a completely new way of being. Let me tell you something important. The version of you that you are becoming does not wake up in fear. She doesn't rush into doubt. She doesn't begin her day by criticizing herself. She wakes up, slowly, intentionally, with a quiet sense of trust. And you don't become her by chasing her. You become her by practicing her right now, in this moment. So say this gently. I am becoming someone who treats myself with kindness. Feel the difference in that. Not pressure, not urgency, just becoming. Because the moment you shift from I need to be better to I am becoming, everything softens. There is space to grow. There is space to breathe. Now let me ask you something deeper. What if the discomfort you've been feeling, the uncertainty, the waiting, what if it's not here to punish you, but to prepare you? What if your life hasn't been delaying you, but aligning you? It may not feel like that sometimes. I know. There are mornings where the silence feels heavy, where the waiting feels endless, where you question everything. But even then, something is moving. Even then, something is rearranging. Even then, you are not stuck. You are shifting. So instead of waking up and asking, why is this happening to me? What if you gently asked, what is this preparing me for? Feel how that changes your energy, just a little. Because your power is not in controlling the timing. It is in choosing your state while you move through it. And your state, my dear, begins with your words. So let's slow down together and repeat this softly. I am not behind. I am in my own timing. Let it sink in, deeper than your thoughts, into your body, into your breath. I am not behind. I am in my own timing. Again, slowly. I am not behind. I am in my own timing. You see, when you stop rushing yourself, something beautiful happens. You begin to hear yourself again. You begin to feel again. You begin to notice the quiet guidance that was always there, beneath the noise. And that guidance, it doesn't shout, it whispers. It whispers in calm moments, in soft realizations, in gentle nudges. But you can only hear it when you stop attacking yourself long enough to listen. So this morning, I want you to give yourself something you may not have given yourself in a long time. Permission. Permission to go slowly. Permission to not have all the answers. Permission to trust where you are, even if it doesn't make sense yet. Because the truth is, clarity doesn't come from forcing. It comes from allowing. And you are learning how to allow. You are learning how to soften. You are learning how to trust. And I know It may not feel like progress sometimes, but it is. Every time you choose a gentle thought over a harsh one, that is progress. Every time you pause instead of panic, that is progress. Every time you speak to yourself with kindness, even just once, that is transformation beginning. So tomorrow morning, and the morning after that, and the one after that, I want you to return to these words. I am safe. I am allowed to begin again. Something good is unfolding for me. Say it before your feet touch the ground. Say it before the world speaks to you. Say it while your heart is still quiet enough to receive it, because these are not just words, they are seeds. And every time you repeat them, you are planting something new inside yourself, something softer, something stronger, something more aligned with the life you are slowly, gently becoming. The way you feel right now, even if it's just a little calmer, a little softer, this is not something outside of you. You created this, not with effort, not with force, but with awareness, with breath, with a willingness to pause. And that means something very important, my dear. It means you have more influence over your inner world than you've been led to believe. Take another slow breath and let that realization land gently. Because for so long, you may have believed that peace comes after everything is fixed, after life finally makes sense, after you've achieved enough, healed enough, become enough. But what if peace was never meant to be the reward at the end of the journey? What if peace is the way you walk the journey? Feel that, just for a moment, because when you begin your morning with these comforting words, when you choose softness instead of pressure, you are not just changing your mood, you are changing your direction. You are stepping out of survival and into creation. And let me explain this to you gently. When you wake up in stress, your body believes it is under threat. It prepares you to react, to defend, to brace yourself for what might go wrong. And from that state, every thought becomes tinted with urgency, with doubt, with fear. But when you wake up and speak to yourself with kindness, when you slow down, when you breathe, your body begins to feel safe again. And from safety, something beautiful happens. Your mind opens, your heart softens, your perspective widens. You begin to see possibilities instead of problems. You begin to respond instead of react. And this is where your real power lives. Not in controlling everything around you, but in choosing how you meet it. So this morning, and every morning, I want you to remember this simple truth. I get to choose how I enter my day. Say it quietly inside yourself. I get to choose how I enter my day. Again, slowly. I get to choose how I enter my day. And no, this doesn't mean everything will be perfect. It doesn't mean challenges will disappear. But it does mean you will meet those challenges from a different place, a steadier place, a kinder place, a more grounded place. And that changes everything. Because life doesn't just respond to what happens to you, it responds to who you are being while it happens. Now let me ask you something deeper. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to be kind to others, but so difficult to extend that same kindness to yourself? You can comfort a friend. You can reassure someone you love. You can tell them, it's okay. You're doing your best. But when it comes to you, the voice becomes sharper, colder, more demanding. Why is that, my dear? Who taught you that you had to be so hard on yourself? Who convinced you that love must be earned through struggle, through perfection, through constant improvement? Because that belief, it's not yours. It was learned over time, through experiences, through expectations, through moments where you felt you had to be more than you were just to be accepted. But here, in this moment, you are allowed to unlearn that. You are allowed to choose a different voice, a softer voice, a voice that says, I am enough, even as I grow. Take a breath and let those words settle. I am enough, even as I grow. Not when you've figured everything out, not when you've reached some imaginary destination, but now, in the middle of your becoming. Because growth and worthiness are not opposites, they exist together. You can be evolving and still be enough. You can be learning and still be worthy of love. You can be uncertain and still be safe. And the more you remind yourself of this, the more your inner world begins to shift. Now, I want to guide you into something very simple, something you can carry with you every morning. When you wake up, before your mind begins to wander, before the noise comes in, I want you to gently ask yourself this question. How do I want to feel today? Not what do I need to achieve, not what do I need to fix, but how do I want to feel? Do you want to feel calm, supported, open, light? Just choose one, softly, without pressure. And then speak it into yourself. Today, I choose to feel calm, or today, I choose to feel supported, or even today, I allow myself to feel a little lighter. And as you say it, don't force it. Just let it be an intention, like setting a direction, like gently turning a compass. Because your emotions, they follow your attention. And when you begin your day with intention, even a small one, you are no longer drifting. You are gently guiding yourself. Now, let's slow down again and move into something even deeper. There may be parts of you, quiet parts, hidden parts, that still don't fully trust this softness. Parts of you that feel like, if I relax, things will fall apart. If I stop pushing, I'll lose everything. If I'm not hard on myself, I'll become lazy. I'll fall behind. And I want you to know those parts are not wrong. They are protective. They learned at some point that pressure equals progress, that stress equals safety, that control equals survival. So instead of fighting those parts, I want you to gently acknowledge them. Place your hand on your heart and say softly, "It's okay. I understand why you feel this way." Take a breath, and we are safe now. Feel that, because healing doesn't happen through force. It happens through understanding. And the more you meet yourself with compassion, even the fearful parts of you begin to soften. They begin to trust. They begin to relax. And as they do, something incredible starts to happen. You stop living in reaction and you begin living in alignment. You begin making choices that feel right, not rushed. You begin moving forward, not from fear, but from clarity. And all of this begins with something so simple, so quiet, so easy to overlook. The words you speak to yourself when you first open your eyes. So let's return to them again, gently, slowly, like a rhythm your body can remember. I am safe in this moment. Pause. I am allowed to go at my own pace. Pause. Something good is already finding its way to me. Let those words echo softly inside you, not something you rush through, but something you feel, because these words, they are not just comfort, they are direction, they are energy. They are the beginning of a completely different relationship with yourself. And my dear, the way you relate to yourself shapes everything else. It shapes how you see opportunities. It shapes how you handle challenges. It shapes what you believe you deserve. So if there is one thing you take from this, let it be this. Be the one who speaks gently to yourself first. Before the world has a chance to define your day, you define it. Before doubt has a chance to settle in, you soften it. Before fear begins to whisper, you answer it with kindness. Because you deserve that. You deserve a morning that doesn't begin with pressure, but with peace. You deserve a voice inside you that doesn't criticize, but comforts. You deserve to feel like you are on your own side, not constantly working against yourself. And the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. At first, it may feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable, but stay with it. Because you are not just changing your thoughts, you are changing your identity. You are becoming someone who wakes up with trust instead of tension, with softness instead of stress, with quiet confidence instead of constant doubt. And that, my dear, is a shift that changes everything